Hello, and welcome back to the Ironman. So this week, the first thing that I have to show off is that I got a pretty sweet magic level, and that is level 70 magic, which unlocks a bunch of things. And the other thing that I should probably mention right away is I did get a new microphone. And the first few clips that I had recorded this week were recorded with my old mic, the one that is, I don't even know how many years old, many years old at this point. And it was very weird listening to that and then listening to everything on the new microphone. So I decided to just re-record the audio after the fact. So this is not live, obviously, but it just sounds a lot less disjointed that way. So hopefully that will be an improvement in the future. I know that a few of you had asked in the comments, let me know it's time for a mic upgrade, and I definitely agree, and I'll need it for some other stuff too, so I just decided to pull the trigger and get a new microphone. But anyway, 70 magic unlocks a bunch of stuff for us, primarily a lot of weaponry, and I think here I was just kind of talking about, it would be cool to get a crystal staff, but we would need another crystal weapon seed because we only have one at the moment, and it's devoted towards the crystal bow. So in order to do that, you need to unlock thriftiness, and that is obviously a goal that every single Ironman wants to achieve, and I am no different. I obviously want to unlock thriftiness, but the requirements are pretty steep, and we don't have very many of them at the moment. So far, the only thing that I've gotten done for Plague's End out of the many level 75 skills that you need is Dungeoneering, and I'm close on a few of the other ones, but there's also skills like Prayer and Agility, and summoning especially, that are just going to take like a really long time. So I am gradually working on this stuff, and I'm trying to get all my skills up really, but I am trying to focus more so on the Elf City skills and unlocking Prif, but it's just kind of slow going. But here is one of them. This is going to be 75 wood cutting that we're unlocking, and I've just been working on cutting ivy, AFK, kind of as I was in the last episode. I did get the 75 wood cutting done, which is what we needed for Desert Treasure, because we needed those magic logs. And the main thing I was worried about in Desert Treasure was this stage right here, which is obviously the lock picking. So initially I thought that you could only get a limited number of lock picks a day, and so I just went and I bought my 10 from Martin Thwaite. I went and I bought my 2 from the Thieves Guild, and I was like, this is all the lock picks I can get today. If this doesn't work out, we're going to have to wait till tomorrow. And you'll see in a little bit that I was mistaken in that line of thinking. But I tried my lockpicks and I wasn't able to get it on the first day, so I was pretty bummed out. But in the meantime, of course, I had other stuff to work on. There was always other things to work on. And one thing I did buy is I bought the upgraded gem bag because I was mining gem rocks AFK while working on some homework, and the upgraded gem bag just helped slightly with that. And part of what I accomplished while working on mining gems is we got 70 mining as well. So that's another big milestone. I'm not going to be able to get a tier 70 mining pickaxe for a while because I'll need the smithing level, but at least I have the mining level for now. Okay, and we are now back to live commentary. So what I have learned about Martin Thwaite is I was initially assuming that all of his lockpicks just stocked overnight, like most shops do. You buy out their inventory and then they restock the next day. But his restock gradually, and you can just keep coming back every 5 to 10 minutes and buying more. So I've managed to stock up a pretty decent supply of them, if I can find them in my bank. And I think we might be able to just go ahead and, brute muscle this lock open. I have a stock of 59, and I can always come back and buy more. Okay, we actually got the Gilded Cross. It only took half of my second inventory. That was a lot faster than I was expecting it to take. Okay, after falling in the pyramid and being transported back to the start several times, I finally made it to the end. I'll just say I'm really glad that this game has moved away from the style of quest design where it's like, let's just make the player randomly fail for no discernible reason. But anyway, Desert Treasure is done. That's a big one, man. Not only do we have access to Ancients and the Invisible Penguin through the Ring of Visibility, I also have access just to the Desert Lodestone, which is going to be really big for, doing Calphite King or just desert stuff in the future. So I just got another hard clue scroll drop, and I think I have about 15 to 20 of them just in my bank at the moment. And I'm not crazy about doing clues. I don't think the rewards are very good for the most part. But one thing I was thinking about is we don't really have a way to upgrade our ranged armor after Blue D'hide without getting very high crafting. But one of the few ways that you are able to do that is by doing clue scrolls, because you can get Black D'hide and Blessed D'hide as a drop from hard clues. So it might be worth doing a few because, it's not really that rare to get a drop of one of those, just to try to upgrade our ranged armor. Because otherwise, we're just kind of in a holding pattern for a long time until we get to Prif and can train crafting. Okay, and what I'm doing here is I'm just finishing up my next melee upgrade, which is a Orichalcum 2H Warhammer and a full set of armor as well. It took a surprisingly long time to make all this stuff, and also to mine the materials for it. I really did not expect that, but we get a tier upgrade for melee, so everything is at least tier 60 now that we're using. Also, the gear looks pretty dope as well. Kind of reminds me of like the old school Dragon Full Helm. Okay, it's time for our first clue reward casket on the account ever, I think. So, yeah, I don't think this is a puzzle casket one, so we can just open it up. And we get a whole bunch of alks. And that's about it, really. I get some Black Dragon Hide, but unfortunately I don't have 84 crafting, so that's not super useful. Okay, I was intending to do several more clue scrolls. I have 2 caskets to open, and I'm going to stop here. I've had to drop a few of them already because of quest requirements that I'm missing. I don't want to drop this one, though, because this is just Legends Quest that this one needs. I mean, we're going to do Legends Quest in the near future anyway, right? So there's it's not really necessary to drop this. But let's check the 2 that we did get. Blessed D'Hide Body. That is a ranged body upgrade, so that one is huge. And then this last one is nothing that good, so we can re-roll it because we have a re-roll available. And we get, at first I thought that was going to be Blessed D'Hide Chaps, but no, it's just Rune. But I think that's 2 fortunate components, right? I'm not sure if the trimmed armor is or not. But lots of nature and law runes, which is also useful, and mahogany planks, like just solid clue all around, that last one. And, we got 1 out of the 3 ranged pieces that we wanted. Okay, so I think we've come to the part of the video where it's time to set a goal and make some plans for how we're going to reach it. So I'll be completely honest, I had a very different idea in mind of what I wanted the goal for this episode to be. I had some quests I wanted to work towards, I had some skill requirements that we could start on. But then I was thinking about it and I realized, you know what? Ports is a really long grind, and the sooner you get started, the better, because it's going to take us a long time to unlock the weapons and armors from ports. We really want to have them eventually, but it's months and months and months of doing your voyages every single day, right? So the sooner we get started, the sooner we will reach there and be able to, probably start on some higher level PVM with our sweet gear. So with that in mind, I was trying to think about what is the most attainable ports skill, and I was looking at the requirements, and honestly, I think I just forgot that Dungeoneering was even one of the skills available for ports. So, Dungeoneering is one of the skills that we could hit level 90 in and unlock the ability to start sending voyages. I think out of all of these skills here, Dungeoneering is probably by far the easiest to get to. Construction, we already have a pretty high level, but we just don't have the resources to do it. Rune crafting is also doable, but it's a little bit slower and admittedly probably a little bit less useful than DG. Thieving is also another option because thieving is really fast once you unlock the ability to crack saves. But I really think I want to go with DG just to kind of get it out of the way. Like, we want a higher DG level anyway. We want tokens anyway. These are things that I want to be working on regardless of whether or not we unlock ports. And the benefit of grinding it out right away is we get to start on ports. So I think that's what my goal is going to be for the next few days, is really go hard on DG. So I'm not sure when it happened, but at some point in the last few years, Ironmen now have the ability to do large floors solo. I don't believe this always used to be the case, but I decided to try it out just for one of my last 2 floors. I got it mostly open. It took me a long time, as you can see by the timer. It probably took me about 16 to 17 minutes of actually running around, and 4 minutes of trying to chase down my dog outside. But I'm going to pop a wild card for this floor, so I'll get 50% more XP, and this should be a pretty massive XP drop. So I do unlock the next floor, and it looks like our total XP is 65k. That is, that's not bad. It's about probably double what we'd get from a medium floor, but it also took about twice as much time. Okay, we're finishing up our second large floor that I've ever done, and I'm recording this one because we're going to get a major level at the end. This was a very disappointing floor. It was one of those floors where I'd opened up almost all of it. The only doors that were left were key doors, and unfortunately I have 1 skill door I couldn't do, and it just blocks off, 15 optional doors that would have given me so much XP. But anyway, we hit 80 DG,
which is a level for chaotics. And obviously we do not have the tokens to get any chaotics because I've been spending them on the Charming Imp and things like that. But ADDG is a milestone, and we only have, I think, about 3 million XP left to go. So we're not even quite halfway, but of course it's only 10 more levels, so we'll get there. This is the last penguin for another full week of penguins done. So I'm already up to 28 points, 25 from this week, and then 3 from that ghost penguin that we finally got to spy. I also got a reward casket from finding one of the extra quest reward casket penguins, so let's open that up. Meerkat scrolls and a magic combo. That's not too bad as long as this is a fortunate component. Oh my gosh, this is actually huge. I am on floor 1 of a brand new reset, and I found a room with an altar, and I killed a frost dragon earlier on this floor. So I've had a couple frost dragon floors before this, and I've had a couple of these frozen floors with an altar. This is the first time I've ever seen them both together. It is rare, and it is a requirement for the medium dungeoneering tasks. So I had my fingers crossed, no expectations, but we got lucky and we got a floor where it all came together. I must admit I missed all the sparks because I was not exactly expecting this level to be happening right now, but we just hit 70 defense. And that is a big one, man. That is a lot of stuff. I mean, to look at the size of this scroll bar, that's insane. Obviously, every single armor type has a bunch of, or I should say every single combat type has a bunch of stuff unlocked at 70 defense. So we got Barrows, we got the God Wars armors, and Necronium armor for melee, which I'll definitely be having to make as I level up my smithing, and some crystal stuff too.
Okay, that is going to do it for this week. This video is a little bit shorter than I typically do, and I apologize for that, but I was trying to mess with the mic and get the mic settings correct earlier on in this week, which prevented me from playing RuneScape maybe as much as I would have otherwise. And then also, yesterday on Friday, September 9th, NBA 2K23 came out, so I played 0 RuneScape that day, obviously. But anyway, we're still working on Dungeoneering. I got up to level 82, so we have 8 levels left to go. I think it's very attainable by next week, so that is my goal, to unlock ports, and then after that I have a couple of quests that I want to start working on level requirements for. But getting ports unlocked and getting that started is going to be huge, so that's what we're aiming for right now. I've just decided to swear off medium floors. I'm only doing smalls and larges, and it might be a little bit less XP efficient. I mean, actually, I can almost guarantee that it is a little bit less XP efficient to do large floors solo, especially when you don't have the extra gate stone from the Dungeoneering tasks. But the benefit of doing large floors is they give a lot more XP per floor, so in the end, you end up doing a few less floors to level up your Dungeoneering, which means you're doing less of your rush floors, which is good because I hate rush floors, and that's really how I burn out of doing DG, is rushing those frozen and abandoned and all those furnished floors. I hate them. So that's why I'm switching to larges. It makes DG a lot more easy and relaxing for me personally, but it's perhaps not as fast. So anyway, that is all for this video. Please let me know what you think of the new mic. I'm definitely going to continue messing with the settings. It definitely was turned up too loud throughout the recording of most of this video, and I had to work with it in editing after the fact to get it turned down, and so it sounds a little bit weird, but hopefully I'll have that cleaned up for next week. But anyway, yeah, thank you guys for watching, and I will see you next time. Until then, goodbye.